Everywhere you look, you will see stories of success. The startup that went from garage to unicorn, that fitness program that transformed someone's life, the influencer who made millions on TikTok. But here's the thing, for every survivor we see, there are hundreds we don't. That's survivorship bias. And it quietly shapes how we think about success, failure, and even our own chances. Hi, I'm Akanksha, and this is The Storyteller's Lens. Today, we are talking about survivorship bias, why we only hear from the winners, how that skews our perception, and what it means for marketing, consumer psychology, and decision making. By the end, you will see why copying winners is often the wrong strategy, because the losers who did the same thing never make it into the story. Survivorship bias is the mistake of focusing on people, companies, or products that survive while ignoring all the ones that failed. The result? We draw distorted conclusions about what causes success because we never see the full picture. Plain terms, we copy winners, forgetting the losers who did the same thing but disappeared. The most famous example comes from World War II. Analysts wanted to reinforce bombers where returning planes had bullet holes. Statistician Abraham Wald pointed out the flaw. Those planes survived. The real weak spots were the ones with no bullet holes, because those were the planes that never made it back. That's survivorship bias. In business, Nassim Nicholas Taleb warned about this in Fooled by Randomness. We celebrate entrepreneurs who struck gold but ignore the base rate of failure. So, why do consumers fall for survivorship bias? Number one is optimism bias. We want to believe that success can be copied. Number two is narrative simplicity. Success stories are easy to tell and market. Failure rates are messy. Number three is identity aspirations. We picture ourselves in the success story. Number four is availability. Success is more visible, failure gets hidden. Number six is motivation reasoning. We ignore failures because they don't fit the story we want to believe. The numbers are sobering. Startups, around 90% fail, according to CB Insights, but media highlights unicorns like Uber or Airbnb. Venture capital. Harvard Business Review found 65% of VC deals fail to return capital, but pitch decks show billion-dollar exits. Creators. Signal Fire estimates only 2% of creators make a full time income, but our feeds are full of millionaire influencers. Lotteries and gamblings. We see the jackpot winner holding a check, not the millions of losers. Survivorship bias shows up in daily marketing. For one, fitness and diet programs. Ads highlight dramatic before and after photos, not the majority who saw no results. Number two, self help books. They tell the story of one entrepreneur who made it big, ignoring the thousands who tried the same advice and failed. Number three, stock market gurus. If you had bought Apple in 1997, conveniently forgets all the other companies that collapsed. University alumni brochures. Famous graduates on the cover, not the average outcomes of most students. Let's look at some case studies. We celebrate Amazon and eBay as brilliant survivors, but Pets.com, Webvan, and dozens of others followed the same playbook and failed. Startup incubators. Y Combinator proudly cites Airbnb and Dropbox, but 90% of their startups don't make it anywhere near unicorn status. Influencer economy. Mr. Beast and Charlie D'Amelio prove success is possible, but most creators earn less than $100 a year. Survivorship bias makes the creator economy look like a golden ticket. Here is how marketers use and sometimes misuse survivorship bias. Use survival stories. Testimonials and case studies persuade because people overweight survivors but acknowledge reality. Brands that admit failures, like Patagonia openly discussing product experiments, builds credibility. Show averages, not just outliers. SaaS brands that highlight 80% of users improve productivity, feel more trustworthy. Use scarcity with survival stories. Framing like 1 in 1,000 entrepreneurs scales this far. We are one of them. Creates prestige. Lean on community proof. Instead of just showing star survivors, show broad adoption. 10,000 small businesses use, of course, there are risks. Over relying on survival stories is risky. Number one is false expectations. Customers buy in, fail, and feel misled. Common in weight loss or MLM marketing. Number two, loss of trust. Cherry picking survivors without transparency looks manipulative. Number three, overconfidence. Even marketers themselves fall for the trap, such as copying Apple or Nike without context. Survivorship bias links closely with selection bias. We only see survivors. Availability heuristic. Success stories are more visible. Optimism bias. Consumers overestimate their odds. Halo effect. We over attribute qualities to survivors, assuming they must be smarter, harder working, or better, when luck and timing often played the biggest role. So here's the bottom line. Survivorship bias explains why advertising, media, and culture are full of success stories and why they are so misleading. People love survivor testimonials because they are vivid, relatable, and aspirational. But smart brands balance inspiration with transparency. They show survivor stories while also grounding expectations in reality. Or in one line, survivorship bias sells dreams. But if you want trust, show the reality behind the dream. Hi, I'm Akanksha, and this was The Storyteller's Lens. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to subscribe and tell me in the comments what's the most misleading survival story you have ever seen. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.